Welcome. In this tutorial, you are going to learn how to build your own real-time cryptocurrency analyzer using Python, Dash, Plotly, and the Binance API. As you can see on the screen, you can see that the interval, when you are selecting the interval, for example, 1 hour interval, you can obtain a real data of the selected cryptocurrency within that interval. So this also visualize using Plotly, and this dashboard is built using Dash framework, and the whole script is written in Python. So in this tutorial, I will show you step by step how to build your own real-time cryptocurrency analysis. So the real data is obtained from Binance website through Binance API. Okay, let's get started. Go back to the text editor and create a directory called Binance Analyzer. Inside this directory, create 3 separate Python files, app.py, which we're going to write the layouts and fetch data. This I will write a script to fetch data from Binance website, and this file also to plot obtain data from Binance. Okay, first of all, you need to import the library and the fetch data. Open up the fetch data.py file and import the required libraries to obtain data from Binance. That is import requests and dates. The requests library is very important. It's a built-in, and it help us to request API to the Binance website. And now let's define a function, Binance get Binance data, which takes symbol, the currency symbol, interval, in which time interval you wanna just obtain data from Binance, and the limits, the number of data you want to obtain from Binance. Then you can define the base URL. You can obtain the API from Binance website, api.binance.com, and you can define the endpoints. The endpoint is basically API slash v1 version 1, or finally you can use k-linus and define the parameters. And because the API calls takes the 3 parameters arguments as an parameters as an argument. So this currency symbol, the time interval, and the limits, the number of data gonna be obtained from Binance. Then we call the API. When you are calling the API, you can pass the base URL plus endpoint. Endpoint is this one, the target point, and pass the parameters along with base URL and endpoint as a parameter to get method. Then the data, the response can be obtained as response.json. We can pass that into JSON and we can return that data. Okay, we can test this, the function, before we dive into the next stage. It's Binance USDT, BTC USDT, and you can define the time interval 1 hour, for example, and you can obtain 100 data. And let's print this data. Now the data is just printed. This data is 100 number of data, and this data contains the date and the currency, the price of that currency in that time interval. So next, I'm going to parse this data, extract valuable information and transform the date time into exact date. And I'm going to just write a function to extract the data. So this function going to extract the data, and it just iteratively extracts. For example, the first one, this represents in the list is date time, and we have to just transform or divide it into so the index 0 is the time or the date time, and transform into the standard date time format by iterating over the extracted data. And the second is the price. The price. This is I mean 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the first is the price, and we can just iterate over that and convert into the price and closing price. Actually, from the second to the third is the price, but we have to just obtain the closing price. The closing price is that the exact trend price in that time interval, because the minimum there should be minimum and maximum time interval. So we have to just parse that and return the dates and time. Now let's test this by calling this is JSON data, and the exact data is extract data, and I pass the JSON data. Let's print and test this. Yeah, now the time is just converted into the standard date format, and the currency is just obtained. The closing currency prices is obtained like this. Now I just use 100 data only, and 1 hour interval, and the currency is Bitcoin. Okay, this is just for testing. The next is I just comment this, and next I'm going to define the function to plot uh, this data to see the trends of the currency in that time interval. Okay, go to, now go to the plot underscore utils.py file, and create a function to plot your data, which obtained from the Binance website, and see the interactive visualization of the trends of the currency in the given time interval. And we can analyze the currencies, the current prices of the currencies, the closing prices of the currencies by visualize using Plotly. First of all, you need to import Plotly dot graphs object as Go, and Plotly dot subplotters. Make subplotters. You can import those modules from Plotly. And now let's define a function called create trend plots, which takes the date that's gonna be parsed from Binance website, and prices, the closing prices, and the coin. And this function takes 3 parameters: dates, price, and coin, the selected coin. And just make the subplotters in the rows and columns, and we can add a trace as a scatter plot, and we put the datas in the x-axis, and the y's is the prices, the closing price of the selected cryptocurrency. And the mode of uh, the scatter plot is line. You can put line, and you can put the name of that crypto, the selected cryptocurrency, and you can update the graphs anytime. For example, when you are selecting new cryptocurrency from drop down, you can see the selected currency. The layout should be updated immediately when you are selecting that cryptocurrency, and you can put the layouts in dark mode. That is the theme of the plotted layout. You can choose different uh, themes. It is up to you. Okay. Once you define this function that's going to plot the trends of the cryptocurrency in the given time interval, the next step is I'm going to create a Python file that's going to just uh, show the dashboard, the visualization on the dashboard, and it allows us to select the cryptocurrency and allow us to select the time interval to obtain data from Binance website. Okay, let's go on. Okay, the final stage is just build our dashboard because we have already defined a function or a module that's going to extract real-time data from Binance. And we also defined a function that's going to visualize interactively the obtained data from Binance. The next stage is just going to define the layouts that's going to just uh, visualize the real-time data on the dashboard. So first you need to install Dash. So you have to use pip install Dash to install Dash because this Dash is one of a Python frameworks that allow us to design our beautiful dashboard, especially for data analysis. Okay, once you import that, you can just import the Dash module and HTML and DCC from Dash module and input output from Dash dot dependencies. And the next one is you are going to import the modules you have defined separately that going to extract and get real-time data from Binance. Okay, get Binance data and extract data you have already defined here. Those modules are very essential. Okay, and create trend plot is another function which is defined in the plot utils module, which going to interactively visualize the trends of the selected cryptocurrency. And now let's uh, create objects for our dashboard to create our layout. So this is the layout. So in this layout, you can call app.layout and you can divide the sections into different using div, html.div. And in the first section, you can put the drop down option and you can put the options in the drop down menu. You can put different cryptocurrency symbols in that drop down. Right now, I just put three cryptocurrency symbols, BTC, ETH, and BNB. So you can use your own choice. And here, the default value is I just in the drop down where the default value is Bitcoin or BTC, and I just style the layouts of the drop down and maximum wage is 50% and margin is 20 pixel in the bottom up and left right margin of the drop down layout. And I can also put margin left 30 pixel to just margin to the left sides, as you can see on the website. Okay, this is a drop down, and the next is the tabs. You have to design this tab. You can use dcc.tabs, and you can put the default value is 1 day. When you are loading this, you can see that the default cryptocurrency is BTC, and the default time interval is 1 day, and you can choose 1 hour, and you can see the closing prices of that selected cryptocurrency in the 1 hour time interval. This is the tab. You can put 1 hour. The exact value is 1H. 1H represents 1 hour. And 1 day means 1D, and 1 week, 1M or 1 month. And you can add more, 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. But if you want to just obtain real time trends of that selected cryptocurrency, you can put 1 hour, 1 day. It's more than enough. And you can style this. The weight is 100%, as you can see. This is the weights, and just put to the right sides of the uh, first div. And margin is 20, which is the same to the margins of drop down. And the margin to left is 10 pixel, which is 10 pixel from left sides of the window, the screen. And display in flex. Flex is one of the displaying option. You can use grid, but this is more flexible. You can style that. And the other is just one more division. You can section that displays the coin trend graphs. As you can see, this is the coin trend graphs. This coin trend graphs comes from the Plotly, which is visualized using Plotly, and it's gonna be displayed on the dashboard. Okay. So you can use dcc.graph, and you can call ID, and by ID we will call the function plot.utils that create trend as of the cryptocurrency. Okay, now I have finished designing the layouts of this, and the next is just callback. That is input output values. You can call app.callback, and the output is coin trend graph and figure. The figure, this is the output. The inputs are the coins from drop down, and that the values, I mean the intervals from tabs. So the inputs coin drop down, which is this ID is already defined here in the drop down, and the value is obtained from this. When you select a cryptocurrency, the value is automatically updated here and automatically assigned to the input. And the tabs, as you can see, the IDs in the tabs that refers the selected tabs, and the values is the selected tab. By default is 1 day, but when you are select another interval, you can that automatically updates to the input, and the output going to be coin trend graph, and it's just displayed in this section. Those the ID is called here. And the next one is just update the graph. We can define the function that's gonna be updated and visualize the graph by obtaining data from selected drop down and tabs. And here we call this update graph takes selected coin from drop down, selected interval from tabs, and get here we call the function get Binance data, which is defined here, get Binance data. The Binance data takes 3 parameters: the symbols of the currency, the intervals, and the limit. Okay, so here the selected coin, it happened USDT, and the selected interval from tabs, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month. And here we can just pass default limit values. 100 is enough. Then we call the extract function, extract data, and the data is parsed from get Binance by calling this method, and automatically pass that obtain data to the extract data, which is defined here. Okay. Then finally, let's call create trend plot. Create trend plot is defined here. That's going to create the trends of the selected cryptocurrency in the selected time interval, and return the figures, and the figures automatically assigned to this callback. And now just run the server. We can use this if name equal main app.run server. The debug mode is true, and now we have finished defining our dashboard layouts, and we are going to just run this Python 3 app.py. We call just app.py because the layout is defined here, and we will see the addresses of that server, because Dash is used as a server that's going to visualize our data. So this Dash is running on default localhost with the port of 8050, and you can copy this in the URL. Now it is updated. Yeah, default is 1 day, and the default cryptocurrency is BTC, and you can select 1 hour. For example, you can see in the tab that updating the data, because this is real time, and you can see the trends of the BTC price and the given hour. And you can select, for example, ETH, and you can select, for example, 1 day of ETH. So this is very important, and I hope you've enjoyed in this video tutorial. Don't forget to like, share, and write your comments under this video comment section. Thanks for watching today.